Hey guys, this is Frank Socorro from SAE Miami here, and I wanted today to go over a piece of equipment that can be found in a lot of major studios. Some consider this to be the Swiss Army knife of compressor. Today we'll be talking about the Empirical Labs Distressor. Alright guys, so today we have in front of us here this Distressor, which is a really popular piece of gear found in a lot of studios, very modern piece of gear, but it does have some cool functions that actually allow it to operate like a vintage piece of gear, and we'll go over that. So starting from left to right here, we see our ratio amounts, and then we also see the amount of gain reduction here, these 2 meters here on the top and bottom of the device. There is a very, very functional bypass button right here, which allows you to bypass the device. And then we have the ratio button. Okay, the ratio button allows us to toggle between the different types of ratios, and I want to talk about these. Starting from 1:1 all the way to 4:1, we have a very soft knee on this device, which gives us a really kind of smooth compression effect. Anything past 6:1, the knee starts to get a little bit harder, and that means it jumps into compression a little bit quicker. Okay, at the 10:1 ratio, okay, we're operating something similar to an opto compressor, something like an LA2A. Continuing from left to right, we have the detector section. Now on the detector section, we have 3 options. We have the high pass option, okay, we have the mid boost, and then we have the link function. Okay, now the high pass function, what it will do is it will put a high pass on the input to the device, meaning that the detector circuit for the compressor will not detect some of the lower frequencies. And that high pass filter is actually set at 80 hertz, and it's an 18 dB per octave filter. The mid boost will boost some of the mid frequencies, and what that does, it'll boost it to the input of the detector circuit. So for instance, if you have a person who's singing and they have some really harsh mids, you could turn this on and the compressor would see that first before it sees anything else, and it would actually compress those frequencies more. Whereas with the high pass, the compressor detector circuit is actually seeing more of the high pass information or the higher frequency information, so it'll compress that stuff first, allowing some of the lower frequencies to get through, acting more kind of like a vintagey kind of device. The last option here is the link option, which allows you to either link 2 of the devices together or to link the detector function with the audio function. Okay, now here on the audio section, we have a similar option. We have a high pass option. Now this high pass option actually filters out the actual audio, not just the audio going to the detector, but your actual audio. So if you've recorded a vocal, you have some low frequency information you really don't need, you can engage that and it's going to cut it out of your signal, and so you won't hear it anymore. The second option you have is the distortion 2 function. Distortion 2 is going to give you a tube style harmonic kind of distortion, something you would find like going through tube equipment. After that, you have distortion 3, which gives you odd order harmonic, something you would get like going through a tape machine where you're kind of crushing the transients a little bit more. In this section, you can actually combine the high pass with the distortions to get different sounds. Okay. In addition to that, you could also do the link where you link the high pass detector with the high pass audio and the distortion, so you can actually combine these effects together. Now, in addition to that, you have your input, attack, release, and output knobs. This input knob changes how much signal you're feeding into the compressor. Then this controls your output of your compressor. So if you want to set a low ratio, but you want to do a lot more compression, you can actually push the signal into the compressor. You have your typical attack and release knobs, just like on any other compressor. And by using any combination of these, you can actually achieve many, many different sounds of compressors, which is why a lot of people consider this to be the Swiss Army knife of compressors, because it has so many options and it has the ability to create so many sounds that you could really make it do a lot of different things. I hope that this explanation will give you guys the courage to use it a little bit more, and when you see one, you won't be scared to patch into it. Hey guys, so I hope this gives you a better understanding of when and how to use the Distressor, and you won't be so reluctant to use it when you see it in the future. If you guys want more tips, you can check us out at sae.edu.